My name is Jim Bunter. I'm president of the International Conference of Police Chaplains right here in Little Rock, Arkansas on the 52nd Annual Training Seminar. It's a tremendous opportunity with over 400 attendees. And I just want to take a moment to thank Hey Chaplain. Jared and his work is invaluable to the profession, not only in law enforcement, also chaplaincy and others. And so just say, Jared, you're doing a great job, brother. Just know that I'm behind you 100%, and I'm honored to know you, and I'm a better man for partnering together with you.
Welcome to the Daily ICPC. My name is Jared Altic, and I'm a chaplain with the police department. This is a limited podcast series from Hey Chaplain, which follows police chaplains Jared Altic and Ward Jenkins to Little Rock, Arkansas, to attend the annual training seminar of the ICPC, the International Conference of Police Chaplains. This series will provide a daily, behind-the-scenes look at the convention, and this is our Day 3 episode. Ward, how are you today?
I'm doing okay, Jared. How are you? I'm a little somber, to be honest with you. We just came out of a memorial service, and it impacted me. So I feel a little melancholy, actually.
Yeah, we're both sniffling a little bit, and it was a very somber service.
Yeah, and we're looking at officers that were killed in the line of duty during, there's a period of time from May to May, basically, of 24 to 25, but it's a year's time, and there's just so many across the nation and even internationally in other countries that we're affiliated, ICPC, and that therefore us, that we are affiliated with. So
yeah, we walked through all of the officers from the United States, state by state, and then the officers from other countries, several different countries that we're affiliated with, and then the canines, state by state, and then the chaplains who had died in the previous year that were affiliated with ICPC.
And the last group with the federal law enforcement officers
I left them,
killed.
yes.
Yeah. So, there's just a lot.
Yeah.
And part of my personal journey, of course, is losing my best friend in the line of duty many years ago. But I think about the trauma and the just the brokenness and how it's multiplied, and just how much of it's out there. So it's a little overwhelming, and I'm just processing, I guess. So
yeah, it's difficult. We go to a lot of these memorial services as chaplains.
Yeah,
but as a police officer, you were done with funerals, weren't you?
I was. When my best friend was killed, and I went through that, I lost 4 other partners that were killed in the line of duty, and I couldn't go to. I made decisions. I wasn't going to go to another funeral, and and fast forward, 30-something years, and now I'm a chaplain in Kansas, and my son is a police officer in Kansas City, and he was first on scene, or one of the first on scene, at least, with a canine officer who was killed in the line of duty. And he went through that whole experience of being there, and trying to get Jimmy Mulbar out of his patrol car, and he was in a bad crash. And, it was maybe a week later that we had seen my son and his wife, and he mentioned that they were going to go to the funeral. And I looked at my wife, and we didn't have to say a word to each other, but we knew we were going because we wanted to support our son, and it's kind of a no-brainer. Of course I have to go. And I did, and I went, and it was horrible.
Yeah.
It was horrible. I was standing right behind him, and,
I weep at funerals.
It's the 21 gun salute. It's the bagpipes. It's all of that. And what was the most, powerful moment for me was, as I was standing there trying not to sob, was that I remember being at Danny's funeral in 1988 and seeing my parents come up and greet me. And I had that sudden recognition now in, I guess this was 2020, I don't even know, 2024, 2023 maybe. I had this sudden recognition that I was now doing the same thing for my son that my parents did for me. And how grateful I felt to see them when they showed up at Danny's funeral. I didn't even think about that until this day when I'm there with my son and his wife. So, and I share also kind of jokingly that God gave me a little smack on the back of the head and said, Ward, you're a chaplain. You're not done with funerals. You got to kind of, and I've been to 2 or 3 now line of duty funerals, deaths since then. So yeah, it's just part of my calling now. So
yeah. Well, let's talk about what happened since we recorded yesterday.
Yeah.
So last evening we went to the president's reception.
Yeah.
And so I got to ride the elevator all the way to the top and up there where the fancy people like you stay. And so we went into the presidential suite.
Yeah.
And which was pretty impressive. I mean, you walk in the foyer and
a 2-story hotel room. What? Yeah, pretty cool.
It was a huge room, but a lot of people.
Yeah,
a lot of people from different countries.
Yeah.
And other important people representing different agencies and chaplain organizations. That kind of thing were there.
Yeah. Israeli chaplains, Moldova chaplains, Ukraine chaplains. Crazy. Just really cool. There was even a guy from Canada there.
Yeah. 2 gentlemen from South Korea.
Yeah.
And so we got to meet a lot
of United Kingdom.
Yes. So Ward and I are standing in the corner and there was food. And so we each got a little bit of food and we're eating kind of back out of the way. And the room was really warm.
It was.
And the afternoon sun just really heating up the suite. And then it was packed full of people.
Yeah.
And so we were kind of trying to get it back away from the center of the crowd. And we got cornered by, in a good way, cornered by a couple different Brits.
Yes.
And I like, Ward, what is it about us that the Brits are coming all the way across the room to talk to us? I don't know why. I kind of wondered with the heat and all the questions they were asking if maybe they were MI6 agents and they were interrogating us. I'm not sure if that's what happened or not.
With my tinnitus and with the noise in the room and everything else that was going on, I probably caught 40% of what he was saying anyway. So,
it was extremely difficult to hear. Yeah. Yes, but it was a pleasure to get to meet them and to meet all the folks that were in the room.
Yes.
That was really an interesting thing and fun because we're just a couple chaplains from Kansas,
right?
And so,
right, yeah, I felt very out of place. I am not that important.
I had imposter syndrome the entire evening. I'm like, I am the least important person in this entire room. Yeah.
Amen. That's how I felt too. But it was an honor to be there, and it was our president Jim Bontrager was just so gracious and introduced each of us by name and told everyone who we were. And it was special. It really was. It was very nice.
It was really neat. So let's do a little bit of background for people who may not be familiar with us. Tell me, Ward, where you're from, what your experience is in law enforcement and chaplaincy.
So I retired from LAPD after 24 years. I retired as a sergeant back in 2006. So it's been a minute. Moved my family to the Midwest, to the Kansas City area, looking for a place to raise them with good schools and all that. And spent some time. I spent 3 years as a pastor. My wife got breast cancer. I stepped out of ministry. We moved to Arkansas. I did a lot of things. And for the last 3.5 years, I've been a chaplain now with Overland Park Police Department, just south of Kansas City.
Yeah, I've been a pastor for almost 30 years. In fact, my church that I'm at now, next month will be my 25th anniversary. They hired me just right at 25 years ago.
Wow.
And I think I first started teaching classes in August.
Neat.
And so I've been there for 25 years.
Neat.
And then I've had police officers in my church that entire time, been able to befriend them and learn a lot from them.
Yeah.
But I've only been a chaplain for about the last 8 or 10 years. It was a very gradual process to come on board.
Yeah, but
somewhere in there.
Where you serve is so active. You've got easily, 25 years of experience for the city I'm in, for sure. No doubt.
Oh, you're kind. We were taking more classes today, and I took 3 more of my basic classes, and they were fantastic.
Oh, good. Good.
Really appreciate how well taught they are. I like to go to a class that's taught the way that I would want to teach it.
Yeah,
and that's
cool.
That's encouraging. Tell me more about your advanced course that you're doing.
Yeah, so I'm in this one classroom, and we're developing a lesson plan, and our group picked this topic that we're going to sort of present as a topic to the rest of the class. So, and there's all the methodology behind building a lesson plan. We've gone through all that. We're actually at the point now where we're building it's a Google slide presentation that we can present to the class filled with information. And our topic is teen suicide. So it's a good topic. And of course, responding to suicide calls as a chaplain, it can be complicated. Just because of the nature of the act that the person takes and the guilt that goes with it for people that are there and the trauma. And so it should be, it's already been I've really enjoyed what I'm doing. I really like the way that the class is set up. I like the hands-on approach that we're building something and that we're going to present it.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
it's good.
One of the things that also encourages me being here now, this is our third full day.
Yeah.
And one of the things that has encouraged me is the number of very professional chaplains, people who are operating at a very high level. They are well trained. They're very well educated. They are, each one of them, tremendous resources of knowledge about police work and chaplaincy and how to help in a crisis.
Right.
And it's just amazing to see this many people gathered together that all have that kind of expertise.
Right. Right. And one of the great things I'm experiencing, I have, I think, 25 people in my classroom, is we start talking about chaplain topics, and all of a sudden, we're not really preparing lesson plans. We're helping each other. How do you handle a loved one that wants to see someone who has died and they're not presentable?
Yeah.
How do you deal with that as a chaplain? What are some ideas?
Yeah.
So there's just a lot of good back and forth that we're kind of polishing each other up a little bit, giving each other ideas. So there's a lot of that going on too, which I really appreciate.
So tonight we technically have the night off as far as ICPC events.
Yes.
What do you have planned?
I'm going to have dinner with my brothers-in-law who live about 45 minutes away from here. So we're gonna go to a restaurant that I guess I'm going to walk to. It's a couple blocks away from the hotel. So I'm looking forward to seeing them. I did not get to see them when I spent time with my niece when I drove up. So this will be the last family contingent I see while I'm here. But I'm looking forward to it. So
wonderful. I'm going to have dinner with somebody from my alma mater, from Ozark Christian College.
No kidding.
He was one of the young cool professors 30 years ago when I was in college.
Wow.
I'm trying to think if I've even had a class with him. I knew him well. I know my brother had a class with him. I don't recall if I did, but I always thought very highly of him.
Yeah.
And so he's a chaplain in Joplin, Missouri.
Oh, cool.
And so I'm going to get a chance to catch up with him.
Neat. Yeah. So he's here at the convention?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's in some of the same
gotcha.
classes I'm in.
Wow,
Yes.
that's really cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's great. I recognized him as soon as I saw him. I'm like, oh, I know who that is.
Wow,
So,
that's funny.
Yeah.
Small world.
Yeah, it's fantastic. From Little Rock, Arkansas, this is Jared Altic with Ward Jenkins, and this was the Daily ICPC from Hey Chaplain. And as always, pray for peace in our city.